Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my commentary on the latest Messy Monday show starring Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly on their respective YouTube channels. Now, there are a few things that were said tonight that I definitely want to give my opinions on. So before we get into these subjects, including, Carlos saying that it's very important for him to keep Melody safe, and Dr. Heavenly actually comparing Melody to Mariah Huq. Before we get into those and more, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. Even if you were to hit the dislike button, either one of those work the same, meaning that YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you as one of the showstoppers. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, in this first sound bite, Dr. Heavenly actually very coolly, very on the low, gave her opinion on Marceau. Allegedly, just in her opinion, I'm just repeating it, she tends to think that Marceau is a hoe.
Better. But the interesting thing is they seem like they're real friends because most men would not have done that if they didn't feel comfortable or close enough to Martell to say, hey man, what you doing? Why you doing this? It's not going to change anything. I really like Marceau. I can't help it. I like Marceau. I think that his vibe, I like Maurice too, but his vibe is like, we know you a hoe. I mean, you know what I mean? We know, but he got a way of hoeing that's acceptable almost. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Who's a hoe? Oh, did I say that? I take that back. Cut that part, baby. Cut that part. I didn't mean to say that. But what I'm saying is he's respectful with his hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. Who is respectful with their hold up? Marceau. Marceau's a married man. Right. Yes, he is. Okay. He is. Okay. He's respectful. My whole thing is he's not gonna go out of his way to do, and I don't see Marceau, even if Tisha left him, doing that to her. I don't see him going out of his way to present a sex tape on Tisha. Like, he don't seem like he would be that type. He's a smooth kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? And he's easy going. So you kind of got to respect for Marceau and Maurice that you don't have for Martell. But the problem is Martell don't give a damn. He just really don't give a damn. And he's great TV. He's good for the show. But the people gonna eat me up because they're gonna say he's abusive, where he's trying to bring. Why would you bring him back to a show like this and this and the other? My whole thing is, what's the answer, Carlos? The answer. So why we bringing Martell back after doing all this stuff? I'm saying everybody has done stuff. What has Melanie done in all of this? What has she done? What has she said? What is going on? In terms of how she's feeling about Martell and all of this. She pressed charges, correct? Yes. And rightfully so.
Okay, so what they further go into on that soundbite, when she says, what has Melody done? She's not saying that in a negative way, like what did she do to deserve the revenge P? I definitely want to make that clear. I ended the soundbite there because basically Carlos is going to go into his live podcast show in Huntsville where he says that Melody said she felt like because Martell was making these threats, she felt like he left her no choice but to go to law enforcement with the threat of revenge P. And so that was what he was saying in answer, in response to Dr. Heavenly's question, what has Melody done? Now, for context, when she is talking about Marceau, it is because Dr. Heavenly was giving props to Marceau and Maurice for going to Martell and telling him that he was wrong for doing the tell-all interview with Tasha K. And she was pretty much also connecting it just with the revenge P period. So Dr. Heavenly, in a slick way, she's comparing Marceau to Martell. And she is saying that between the two men, Marceau is more of a respectful cheater because she says that he's smooth with it, he's more quiet with it. And then she goes on to say, I don't see him ever threatening Tisha with revenge P, because basically he wouldn't want to bring that much attention to himself and he wouldn't want to really get down in the mud with their problems. So she was comparing Marceau to Martell in how they cheat, allegedly. And she brought that up. And then, Carlos was definitely playing coy, like, what? He's a married man. And Dr. Heavenly said, yes, he is. But I think that he cheats more respectfully. And, we've heard of that term before, going back to season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville and the discussion of respectful cheating. And it made Martell uncomfortable because he did not want Melody, talking about any of their marital business, mainly because he was the one cheating. He was the one doing wrong and disrespecting the marriage. But I also think that when people are trying to manipulate you, control your mind, put you down or disrespect you, whether it's cheating or bullying, they also don't want you to talk about it because they know that as soon as you start to vent about it and you start to speak your truth, speak your pain, that is how you draw strength. And that is how you move on from the toxic situation and those toxic relationships. So the abusers and the people who are bullying you, they definitely don't want you to speak out about it because then that is the beginning of your healing. Therapists say that truth is the basis for all healing. So now I want to get into this next soundbite where, Carlos and Dr. Heavenly, again, I always say these shows are definitely pre-produced. I can tell Carlos, he types up an outline of what they are to say and what not to say. And I believe he emails it over to Dr. Heavenly. He asks her politely to please look it over. And please let me know, Dr. Heavenly, if you have any questions. And so one of the things that I believe that he put on the outline for this week was for Dr. Heavenly to say that Carlos works hard at keeping Melody safe. So now I'm going to play the soundbite and then I'll be back with more of my commentary.
I agree with that 1,000%. I mean, if it was a cease and desist to stop him from doing what he threatened to do, and I think Melody knows him better than any of us, that he probably would have made good on that threat. That's what I think, and she did what she had to do, right? 100%. Like, if you say you're going to do something and I got to do this to prevent you from doing it, I'm going to do what I got to do to protect myself and my image for my children's sake. So I don't see anything that Mel did wrong. Now, the question to me for you is, you say that you keep her safe. Do they? You say they don't film together at all? No. 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 They don't. And listen, at the end of the day, and you know this, when it comes to people who get cast for shows, that's ultimately the power that be decision. But what I will say is, my biggest thing with her is making sure she feels safe, and we do our best with that, obviously. And listen, it's a tough situation because I always go back to how the show started. And listen, and you interviewed the both of them when they were married. Absolutely, I did. And right, because you met them. I remember us talking. You said they are beautiful together. They look great together, and it's all just so sad to me. And I did not see this coming to this degree. Right, to this degree, I didn't see this level to the point. And she talks about this season. You'll see it in terms of she just didn't think the man she had kids with would be this person, and it's very sad. And listen, we definitely move on from it in terms of the show because we don't want to obviously harp on it because it is a very sensitive situation, and the course is going to handle it the way the legal system handles it. Well, I would say this: I do have respect for you and your network for keeping them separately, because most people would have pushed them to be together. So that's big that you keeping them separately, unless they agree. You know what I mean, to go in together, and that's up to them.
Okay, so it's very obvious in the outline for this week's commentary, again, that Carlos asked Dr. Heavenly to mention that he works hard at keeping Melody safe, and she propped him out for doing so. Now, we know about the bloggers, the wonderful bloggers in this LAMH sector here on YouTube, reporting that Stormy had an event. It appeared to be like a Valentine's or romantic, whimsical event, and Melody was invited to it. And it was reported that allegedly production kind of tried to trick Melody into showing up, and Martell was there as well. So that's what I instantly thought of when these two talked about keeping Melody safe. Carlos did confirm in that soundbite that Melody and Martell do not film together. And Dr. Heavenly said, it's good that you let them film separately because some producers and some networks would have forced them to work together. And I believe also he's probably checked out the therapist Lauren TikTok's videos that I gave commentary on a few days ago, where she talked about how possibly the network could possibly be held liable if, God forbid, anything were to happen to Melody and the kids. So I think that he definitely wanted to put it out there that he does work hard at keeping Melody safe, and he wants to make sure that they are not filming together. So we know that there was an all-girls trip. So I'm wondering if there's ever at any point going to be an all cast trip. My guess is no. We know that there was an all girls trip to the Caribbean. I don't know if the fellas will take, an all boys trip, but definitely we know there won't be an all cast trip because of the Revenge P charges. And I think that that is what's best for sure. Now, in this next soundbite, the two of them, they talk about Kiki. They talk about how some reality TV stars, they do like to befriend bloggers. But Dr. Heavenly makes a very clear and sure opinion on how she thinks this entire Kiki situation should be handled.
Was Kiki back on this episode where it was revealed, Dr. Heavenly, that she allegedly was speaking to a blogger, giving away things that happened in scenes before it aired, and even called out Melody and felt like, again, paraphrasing, but was discussing her friendship with Melody and said some bad things about Mel. I want to start back with, so Kiki is Tisha's cousin. You are a reality star that's been on Married to Medicine for 10 years. 9 years, but yeah, on the at the fight, yeah, for 10 years. Yes, I always count that because you were at that scene. But you know that when it comes to the integrity of the show, you don't do that. Go ahead, girl. Even when I'm reviewing the show as it airs, I'm trying not to go past the episode. So to blatantly give all the information to a blogger, that's unacceptable. I mean, I think she should be fired for whoever Kiki is. And I don't really know Kiki, but I think she tried to put it on her mother, correct? Which is a way to out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe it was her mama. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe it was her mama, but that was her out like my mama did it. You believe that? Carlos, if you believe that, I'd tell you another one. Right. I don't believe it. I believe that you did it. And I don't believe it's alleged because they got the blogger. I saw somewhere where they got the blogger and he got recordings from her. That's the thing. We're going to have a real conversation about this. Okay. I appreciated Stormy. I'm going to start with the Stormy scene first, and then I'll get to the Melody scene of it, right? What I appreciate about the Stormy scene first, Stormy obviously said to her, like, I have your back. I had your back. I tried helping you. Even when these people, i.e. your family, was talking smack about you, I defended you. And even I can sit up and say to you, I just don't believe you. And it's unfortunate because I would rather you say, yo, I fucked up. It was wrong. My bad. how can I apologize and move forward with this? And I appreciated Stormy, who is her friend, for even saying, like, sis, you can't be blaming your mama. Right. It is giving dog in my homework. And the thing about Kiki has like 2 degrees. She is very smart. And even she said it on the episode, I thought was like, is that shade? But she said, I'm the smartest person on this show. Like, let's be clear. But I thought that it goes to show you, Heavenly, you know this. A lot of bloggers, content creators, whatever you want to label them, they try to befriend reality stars to get information out of you. And at the end of the day, some of them will use that against you when the time is right, show you do something they don't like. And I felt that Kiki, not to reference Anita Baker, but I felt like she got caught up in the rapture, right? She got caught up in the whole ideology of, I can trust you, you're my friend, I want to vent. And it's sort of like you have other cast members you can vent to, right? I can see how that can happen. For example, if you're friends with somebody who wasn't a blogger, somebody who was around you all the time, and you really considered them a friend. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we all... Huh? But to me, it's this. I am not going to have conversations with somebody I met whose job is to report on the news of this reality world about scene work that didn't air. Now, let's have a real conversation. Pillow talking, me and the African, right? But that's a safe space, right? Go to an outlet to do that was just unfortunate. But go ahead. I was thinking, maybe it was some guy that was really, really one of her good friends who happened to be a blogger. But if she specifically went to an outlet and it was spilling all the tea to an outlet, no, we don't know him. But I'm saying, if, like you say, you're African or whatever, and he was a blogger too, and y'all fell out and he spilled all the tea, I could see how that could happen. But if you don't know him, no, you shouldn't have said anything. And the thing about it is, a lot of times when we think we're smart, we don't realize that other people are smart too, and we can see through your bullshit. Like, you think you're so smart, but really, you're not that much smarter than everybody else, because I can see. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even looked hard. You know what I'm saying? Through your bullshit, right? So, my whole thing is, like I say, the things I've done wrong things, you've done wrong things. Own your shit.
Okay, so that was them speaking on Kiki. Obviously, Dr. Heavenly feels like Kiki should be fired. When she said, because Dr. Heavenly did make a face when Carlos said that Kiki said in the episode to Stormy that she was the smartest on the cast. Dr. Heavenly kind of shifted for a second, like, girl, please. And, I think that Carlos thinks that Kiki is a fool. He started laughing when Dr. Heavenly said, didn't she try to blame it on her mama? Didn't she say it was her? But Dr. Heavenly is like, I do not believe that. I think that it was Kiki and not her mom. Also, whenever they would refer to outlet, obviously they meant media outlet. And you could say that a media outlet is synonymous with a blogger. Like you have the Shade Room, which is made up of, several writers who research stories and write articles. Then you have an individual blogger, that's still a media outlet where they have the ability to provide you all with content for you to click on and watch. Just like the Shade Room, just not as big. They're one individual. So when they say outlet, they're talking about a blogger. And they feel like that is absolutely unacceptable. Carlos said he felt like Kiki got caught in the rapture. So when I think of that, I interpret that as, Kiki was very excited. She was going to be on a TV show, a nationally syndicated TV show that is very popular. She was excited to be on TV. She notices her follower count is increasing on social media. The bloggers are asking her for interviews. I asked her for one as well. And I think that she did get caught up in the glitz and glamour of it all. And then she found herself allegedly talking about scenes before they aired. And, they all work so hard to film and they all want the show to remain. And they're hoping to get, you know how it is when the cast, they say, hopefully we'll get another season, and they go live on their social media platforms. So, they don't want to lose all of that because stuff is leaking out before it airs. I totally understand the annoyance. And then he talked about it from the production standpoint. It disturbed production as well because it disrupted the integrity of the show. And I just really think Homegirl got caught up. Now, when Dr. Heavenly said that she should be fired, Carlos, he had on his poker face. He did not give a face that said, I agree, nor did he give a face that said, absolutely not. And he didn't verbally say anything as well. I think he's going to let the chips fall and see, if Kiki is of any use to him. I think she's going to be the new Sheree in terms, not of bone collecting, that's Stormy, but the other facet to Sheree Whitfield is how Bravo will bring her back to Roa for a season or two, then drop her, and then bring her back when they need somebody to fill a spot. They kind of use her. I mean, they're paying her, which is why I say they kind of use her. But, I kind of feel like Carlos probably looks at Kiki that way, and he's just going to see whether or not it would be worth to bring her back. So now in this last soundbite, and also let me know in the comments if you think that Kiki should be fired, or do you think she should be given another chance? Now, Dr. Heavenly actually compares Melody to Mariah. And it is on the heels of them still talking about the Kiki situation and them talking about Melody's conversation with Kiki at the studio. And Carlos says that Kiki walked in looking already intimidated, a little fearful, a little nervous. And then that is when Dr. Heavenly reacted to what he said about Kiki walking into the studio.
Melody 1000% on everything she said. However, I do feel like Melody seems to be, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, seems like the Mariah type that she throws in your face that you're like, we know Melody ain't going no damn where. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, yes, it may be some type of intimidation, because I remember way back when Letitia, they asked her, and she had an issue with, it seemed like the people are afraid of Melody. Like almost like she could get you off this damn show. That's what it looks like to me. But now I don't know, neither here nor there. However, I'm with Melody. I'm a Scorpio. I don't like bitches no way. You know what I'm saying? I hate hoes. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I love women. But I'm just saying that when you step out of line and you start lying and handling yourself and acting like, you know what I mean? Well, I really don't have no room to get you back in my sacred space. My circle of friends is very, 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 very small. You know what I mean? I love my man and my children. So I get it, Melody. Listen, if you ain't for me, you against me. That's how you feel? If you ain't I feel like that, yes. But I do feel like Melody seems to me she has more pull, because she's very confident in the shit she be saying. Like, I don't need none of y'all hoes to be my friend. Like, to me, she's separate from everybody. Like, who does Melody go with? And look like she feel very comfortable on the show. Like, for example, I know Mary the Best, you gotta have some friends, somebody to film with, someone to kiki with. You can't fall out with everybody. But look like to me, for Melody, that is not a problem. Like, I'm gonna call you out and I'm never gonna forgive your ass. And just wrong with that, because I'm not going no damn where you might. But we'll get another hoe look just like you to film with me tomorrow. That's what I'm getting. Am I wrong? You? That's what I get. I'm just being honest. I love Melody. Y'all know I love Melody. No, we all love Melody. Listen, Melody doesn't have the power to fire people, right? So I want to ask that question. She seems like she ain't going nowhere, though. I don't know if she's great. Listen, she's amazing at her job. She's a force multiplier. She's great. I feel like even if she wasn't, and she is, I go on record saying she's great. Martell is great. But it's a right. Cast. I don't think. But I think that Kiki could go. She great. Well, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Let's have a real conversation. thing was this. The Kiki thing not only disturbed melody, it also disturbed production. Let's have a real conversation. To know that things that are happening on the show are being given to people, that's a no-no. It disrupts the integrity of the show. And the one thing about this show started out with three couples who had history. They had a 6-year friendship prior to the couples. The guys knew each other since college. But the couples had a 3 to 6 year friendship prior to the show even starting. So there's history there, right? Similarly to your show, there's a history there, some longer than others. And the thing with Mel and her friendships, you saw a lot of this happening. But one thing that we did see, and you'll see this in next week's episode, Heavenly, she and the girls found a way with each other to sort of come to amends and
So he is talking about they've kind of were able to come to amends and basically to film together. And when he said when it comes to Melody's friendships, you see a lot of this. He's using his hands and making like a wave, like there's ups and downs. But let me say that is life, period. You know, these two are commenting about Melody's friendships as if people don't ever have disagreements or you don't even go time without talking. Especially like once you are post undergrad, once you earn your bachelor's degree, you get a job, after you save some money, you move out of your parents' house. You're paying whether it's rent or mortgage and bills, and then you're going to work every day. Being an adult, you know, the friendship it's not going to be the same because you're not going to have that constant yapping on the phone and meeting up for shopping or going to the movies. When you all do catch up with each other, it's going to be very intentional because y'all crossed each other's minds, you remembered each other's birthdays, or you simply miss each other because it's been so long since you've last spoken. So I don't think that it's a big deal at all when you see friendships go up and down. That is life. So to me, that seems like a weak argument. Obviously, that soundbite is a testament to Dr. Heavenly not really being as in the know of Melody as even a lot of us are who follow her on social media. I feel like Melody has taught us so much about embracing solitude. I know that she has helped me to see solitude in such a different light. And I think that Melody, she's able to film for reality TV and she can film scenes with whoever she needs to film with. And there does not need to be this forced alliance or forced fake friendship. You know, that's business. That's work when she's filming with Tisha and Kimmy. Those are her coworkers. I believe that she may still consider Nell Fletcher to be a friend or an associate or an acquaintance. So that could be a little bit more personal when she films a scene with her. And she did the podcast show with Carlos. That's business. So Melody, because she's such a forward thinker, you know, like she told Kiki, I have kids to provide for, so this show is my check. You know, she's able to see it from a business perspective, Dr. Heavenly. So that's who she goes with. She goes with herself. She goes with Melody, me, myself, and I. And that's all it is. And that's all it's going to be. And yeah, Carlos had to make it clear that, you know, Melody does not have the power to fire anyone. I don't think anybody ever said that or thought that. I know that hasn't been in my stratosphere. Oh, yeah, Dr. Melody is going to try and fire someone. No, never. That is Dr. Heavenly looking at her and seeing Mariah in her. And I actually see that as a compliment. If she sees Mariah in Melody, that means she sees innovator, she sees a creative who comes up with great ideas. She sees a producer because when Carlos interviewed two of the men from Married to Medicine, Dr. Simone's husband, Cecil, He said it himself. Mariah is very smart and she is a producer. He says she has an eye for producing. She knows what will work. And he said, and I believe that the Married to Medicine spinoff, Married to Medicine LA, would have worked had Bravo asked Mariah to produce it. So that was the ultimate compliment. But you all let me know in the comments, what do you all think of these sound bites? In addition to, do you think Kiki should be fired from the show? Do you see some traits of Mariah Huq in Melody? I remember making a video previously where I said if they could produce something together, oh my gosh, that would be fire. And definitely let me know, about Carlos. He wanted it to make it plain that he does try to keep Melody safe. And definitely use the word allegedly. And, it's just an opinion in the comments. But I thank you all so much for watching this video. I always appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video because it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. So I'm just so glad that the Monday workday is over. Like whenever I have a tough day at work, I just want to log out, get out of the house. And I went to the park. I walked for over 50 minutes. And then I, did some reading. And then I came home to watch the Messy Monday show so that I could create this content, which also makes me happy. So I'm thankful for this balance, especially when work sucks. But, tomorrow will be a new day and I'll just take it from there. And I encourage you all to do the same. And I will talk with you soon. Bye.